not me. Okay, so this is about, we are talking about priority. So whenever there is a change of priority of yours in somebody else's life without, and now this is the most important part, I'm gonna add an echo here, I guess. What is happening, by the way? Okay, so whenever there's a change in priority of yours in somebody else's life, so basically your priority with respect to somebody, but without them communicating you, without any communication, your priority has changed or precisely downgraded in your best friend's life. How do you I'm gonna give you a situation now. Okay, imagine you and I are best friends. We've been best friends since 1 year, and I'm gonna give you like I will have to like um one day this video might actually. So I'm gonna take an example of an activity. Let's say, okay, so we are friends, right? It's been a year now. We are best friends, and you're my bestie. And so we might have met at workplace. We were sitting next to each other the first day we met, and within 5 months we are becoming now best friends, and within a year we are now real good besties. We are like best friends forever. And you are somebody with, I don't want to say, actually, yeah. I'm looking for a better alternative for anxious attachment, because maybe it is anxious attachment. Let's say you are somebody who is anxiously attached to people. So since I became your best friend and you became mine, right, you were anxiously attached to me. Now I'm gonna take an example of an activity that we do together since we became best friends. So after we became best friends, after 1 year, by the way, this is sweating. So after we became best friends, right? Yeah. So we perform an activity together every day. Maybe like, so we became, yeah. So for instance, fishing. We go to fishing together every single day. Now, I don't do fishing at all. I've never caught a fish in my life. And I don't even live in a coastal area. So I'm giving you like a fictional fake example, right? That we go to fishing together every single day. And it's been a year now. And there are like rare scenarios where we are not fishing together. Like, either you are not available, you're like at your home, but it's rare. Since last 1 year, we have been going together consistently on fishing. Okay, so yeah. And now, all of a sudden, one day, yes, all of a sudden, one day, I went to fishing. But here's the twist. How do I tell you? Okay. So one day what happened was, we are best friends, right? We go to fishing together. It's been a year now. We've been fishing together. And today happened to be the day I went to fishing. There are now a new set of people in our there's a new batch of people in my life now, right? I don't hang out with them, but it's like so there's a new set of people, right? And today, all of a sudden, I don't go to fishing with you. Problem? I don't know I know what the problem is, but this is too early. So I went to fishing with those people, but there's no communication. So imagine doing that activity, fishing, and by the way, you can replace fishing with your activity, whatever. So we went to fishing together for a year, and today I went to fishing. You also have to go to fishing because fishing is an important activity we do every day, right? And I went to fishing with the new people. But I didn't say to you. There is zero communication. And now this pattern repeats for a week, another week, and now it's been a month. I'm going out to fishing with them, and there was no communication. So now you are on your own now. You're on your own now. How do you tackle this situation? Like, first of all, there's nothing to tackle. And there are so many different angles you could look at it from. Because we have been best friends since 1 year. And first of all, I'm not saying that I'm not your best friend anymore. But there was no communication when I went to fishing with those people. And it's like fishing. 1 year, 365 days have passed. And all of a sudden, I don't go to fishing with you. How do you navigate through the situation? There are different angles. Angle 1. And by the way, we are assuming you are non-confrontational. You don't confront. Basically, whenever you felt uneasy with me, because you're my best friend, so whenever you felt uneasy with me, like since the last 1 year, and by uneasy I mean whenever you felt like something is off, whenever you felt like you wanted to confront, you confronted. But I don't want to say I'm a narcissistic dude, actually. But I listened to your confrontation. So you were like, dual chin. So you were like, this actually, so you're talking to me, okay? This has happened like a few times. Yeah. What is happening, by the way? I cannot recollect my thoughts today. So you confronted to me in the past 1 year whenever you felt that you wanted to confront. Whenever you felt something is wrong, whenever you felt something is off, whenever you felt something I did was wrong, fundamentally, you told me that, hey, I don't like the things you did. But, like, not directly, like, I don't like the things you did. Do you hate me? Are we best friends? Are we still best friends, by the way? Are we gonna stay best friends tomorrow? So this was what happened, right? So you were open, completely honest and open with me. And I listened carefully. I was like, we are best friends, don't ever ask me that question again. What do you mean, right? We are best friends, yeah. And did it, by the way, thank you for opening up to me, and I will make sure I don't repeat that. I will make sure I don't do that again. And you do it again. I did it again, basically, with you. So you learned after 1 year of trial, error, good moments, happy moments, sad moments, crying in the bathroom, and again, back to happy moments, really a lot of happy moments, basically, you and I had. But ultimately, you learned that confrontation isn't going to work because I, out of my own either unawareness or intention, I don't want to go into that. But due to my own something, I don't listen to you. I mean, it's not, yeah. So you learned the hard way that confrontation is not going to work with me. So you decided, guess what? I'm not confronting anymore. Because it doesn't do anything. Basically, you are the one saying to yourself, after a year of learning and all that, confrontation leaves me more vulnerable, more open, and more like an idiot than doing anything fruitful. And so you decided that you aren't going to confront anymore. And now, back to the fishing thing, right? So, yeah. So, because you learned that confrontation doesn't work, you are not going to say to me, what? Wait, 1 year fishing? Who are you going? What is happening here? What is happening? So this is a conversation happening in your mind, by the way, because you are confused now. There are different angles to look at it from. The very first angle is anger, agitation, irritation, right? Why did you not go to fishing with me? What is happening? What is wrong with you? All of a sudden, are you on something? That's one way. Second way, and by the way, this is not, since you're my best friend, since we know each other well, we are emotionally, uh, we have shared our emotions. So, uh, feeling, feeling, when I say you, the first angle to look at it from is anger and irritation, it's not something new. You have already felt anger and agitation from me before. So, that is why it is easier, like, I'm making it easier for you to imagine that. Second angle to look at it from is self-loathing, self-hatred. Even more disgusting angle, actually, self-hatred. But you know what? No. I mean, yeah, from whatever. I, See, I'm not, it's natural. Self-hatred is not something, I don't know. So the second angle to look at it from is self-hatred, self-loathing. Like, honestly, thank you so much for going to fishing with me since last 1 year. But I get it. I'm just not naturally a likable person. You must have gone through a lot when you were fishing with me since last 1 year. I hate myself. Like, I'm insecure. Like, thank you so much, but I understand. I'm feeling hurt, but I totally get it. And that's self-loathing. You spiral down. Somehow I feel this is even more disgusting than looking at the solution or the situation. I don't know what are you going to say. Looking at the thing from the angle of agitation and irritation. So these are the two options right now we have: anger, irritation, agitation. And the second is self-hatred, self-loathing, and somehow I feel this is actually more of like an insecurity. The third angle to look at it from, which according to me makes more sense, is confusion. Like, you are confused right now. And it is natural. Confusion is, according to me, such an underrated emotion. Like, we are always told, oh, why are you so confused? Like, we are not allowed to be confused at all. Whereas, according to me, the more confused I have been through, not specifically in life, the more confused I have been in almost any area, whether it be like a mathematical question, whether it be some problem, or my personal life. The more confusion I have gone through, the more confused I have been, the more clarity I have gained. The thing is that transition phase between confusion and clarity, it's definitely longer. It's it's hardship. It's learning the lesson the hard way, learning your things the hard way, learning that transition is sometimes disrupting. It is mentally tolling. And it's natural for the confusion period to last for days or maybe for weeks. Like, you would be constantly thinking, what is happening? And okay, first of all, naturally there's going to be irritation, there's going to be anger, there's going to be self-hatred, there's going to be everything. But confusion seems more balanced to me because, by the way, and I'm not, all emotions are equal here. I'm not discriminating any other emotion. So, like, I think what I would have done in your situation, like, I am that friend, right, who went to fishing without you. No communication is a bigger problem here, because it's like, we went from fishing together every single day of the year to now no fishing at all. And the problem is there's no communication. And you are somebody who, as my best friend, but not actually as my best friend, you are somebody who naturally strive on communication. You are naturally somebody you are naturally somebody for whom ambiguity or uncertainty is like, it is mentally frustrating, right? But since if I actually, because I have gone, I've gone through this. Why am I anyways? So when I went through the same situation, my best friend didn't, and I cannot even say my best friend didn't wanted to go to fishing with me, because I don't have the answer. Like, did my best friend not want to go to fishing with me, or did my best friend not, or did my best friend actually found the new set of people more captivating or interesting than me, or is it just a natural damn thing? I have no idea. So I don't even have an answer. So that's why I have to look at it from all these angles. And frankly, anger and, okay, let's compare now all three, right? Self-loathing, insecurity, that's the most disgusting angle. And I felt it for a few, like, the very first moment, the very first instant when we are, in my mind, okay, it's this AM or PM, it's this time, let's go for fishing, in my mind, and I see the world is crumbling around me. I see my best friend going to fishing, no communication. It's been 1 year we've been doing fishing together. By the way, okay, anyways. No communication, right? Why was I so loud? No communication, right? And now at the instant, I'm confused. What is happening? And then the next day, and then the next day, and then 2-3 days pass, and now I am maybe angry, irritated, and agitated, and like frustrated, and like disgusted, and I'm like mentally, externally puking, trying to make a sense of the situation. What just happened, right? I constantly try to eliminate any thoughts that would make my best friend a villain to me, because there were like, I'm sweating, by the way. There were it's a glitch. It's a glitch. There were like time lapses in the night, in the evening, or I'm like driving somewhere and I'm like eating food and I'll be thinking, what just happened? We are still talking, but so it would be like a concoction. You know, I would be thinking, are we best friends? What just happened? Why? Where's the communication? Why? It was just a simple thing, right? And then angry, making him a villain or whatever. Like, what kind of behavior is this? And frankly, to be honest, this phase, like, it was like for a week, and this left me more frustrated. This constant, because I was not at the conclusion right now that my priority in their life has been downgraded. I was not at this conclusion right now. I was just angry, irritated, and full of expectations that they are gonna choose me for like fishing the next day, right? And this left me more irritated, more agitated, and I couldn't like comprehend the situation. So now comes the day when I'm realizing, okay, do you know what am I doing, by the way? Okay, this is phase 3, by the way, that I'm talking about. So I'm gonna finish phase 1 first. Out of the emotions, you will feel everything, but choose confusion. If there's any other emotion that you're feeling, insecurity, hatred, anger, you are a villain, you will feel it naturally. But I tried to actively eradicate those emotions. I was like, no, I don't owe anybody a fishing contract with me. I don't owe anybody, you know? So I was actively eradicating it. But if there's more confusion, that's fine. Confusion looks like, what is happening? What could have happened actually? Did I do something wrong? Or maybe there are like new people, right? Like my best friend would be best friends with them as well. So, and my best friend doesn't owe me that thing. And by the way, we went to fishing, right? So the main activity is fishing. Or is it the experience of fishing with my best friend? So these are the questions that justify confusion. There is no self-hatred, there is no self-loathing, and there is no anger, there is no irritation, there's just confusion, which is more sensible, which makes more sense, because once you cross that phase of confusion, which can take weeks or even months actually, I don't think it'll take months, but it might take a few weeks, you enter phase 2 of acceptance. Okay, I'm finally on my own now. It was never about actually I am reminiscing the moments. It was good for the time it was, for the time we went fishing, because now your best friend, your best friend, I'm never gonna go to fishing with you anymore, by the way. In the real situation, right? Or I have actually whatever. Yeah, so phase two is you accepting that I will never go to fishing with you. Not in an angry, what am I saying, by the way? Not in an angry manner, not in like, you're just gonna accept that, okay, the way I accepted it, I was like, and acceptance also came with a little bit of confusion. The phase two also had many phases. Like the sub phase one of this acceptance phase was like, okay, so let me accept that my best friend is never gonna go to fishing with me. Phase two ended with, let me accept I am gonna go to fishing alone. See the difference? My best friend is not gonna go to fishing with me. I am from now onwards gonna go to fishing on my own. These two things have completely different, technically they are the same thing, but they completely have different meanings. They are not gonna go to, here we have another person in the equation, right? Here, on the other hand, I'm saying, okay, so I'm gonna go alone from now onwards. So there's nobody in the equation, just me. And then comes the phase three where, and it's not strictly phase one, phase two, right? Confusion is gonna go in naturally. Insecurities might come in. What just happened? Anger and irritation maybe on the next week. Maybe you were just entering the phase two. Okay, let me accept actually. I'm gonna go to fishing on my own now, but it hurts. And that's okay, right? So these they overlap, to be honest. And then we have the phase three. What was the phase three, by the way? So after the confusion phase, okay, which is natural. The confusion phase is natural. You have to accept it. You have to acknowledge that I'm confused right now. Okay, so it's a better emotion to choose. Confusion is a better emotion. So we have three options, right? Option one, anger, irritation, agitation. Option two, self-loathing, self-hatred. Option three, confusion. Confusion is better alternative than both the other options. Now we have the phase two, where we have to affirm the communication. The communication which didn't happen before between you and your friend, your best friend basically. Now you have to accept it. That, okay, and since you are not angry, since you declined self-loathing, anger, agitation, and irritation, and you chose confusion, it means that your best friend is not a villain. So, and villain is a disgusting word, to be honest. It means you are not villainizing your best friend in your mind. Okay, even during the confusion phase, even if it's natural, you have to constantly try hard to knock those feelings out, to remove or eliminate those feelings that you're getting. That if you try to villainize them, if you are trying to make them look like a villain in your mind, you have to actively, consciously be aware of those moments, and you have to discard them, because again, same thing, right? So after confusion, there comes a phase where you have to accept it. And that, okay, we are never going to go to fishing together now. Let me accept it. It was good for the time we went to fishing. Thank you so much. Okay. I truly think it was a privilege that you agreed to go to fishing with me for 1 year. And this is the thing, this is the communication you're doing with yourself, right? So this is now better communication. It's going to take you 2-3 days more to accept it. It's okay. Thank you so much for going to fishing with me. I feel privileged. I feel this. There are going to be times when you're going to cry, reminiscing all the moments when you went to fishing together, all the moments you're going to remember. You might cry, but that's okay. Phase 3 is outgrowing yourself. The moment you outgrow yourself is, and this is coming from somebody who is emotionally, I'm not very strong when it comes to I don't know what I'm saying at this moment actually. My phase 3 was learning my priorities. Now earlier, so we went from my priority in your life downgraded to now what are actually my priorities? Where is my life headed? You know, what do I want to do? When I go to, was, what was the most important part of fishing? Was it the fishing or was it going on fishing with you? Right? Now you have to think about fishing, not fishing with you. So, and it's actually not about fishing. Fishing is like an example that and it's weird. I don't even do fishing. I don't even live in a coastal area. But you can basically just insert your activity. Could be anything, anything. And it's like now you have to think about your priorities. This is where your priorities lie.